This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
What have you learned?
Hello everyone, another episode of Gaming News Live. These are stacking up. It's episode 23 we are on now. Wow. You'll get there. You're almost in double figures on your show as well, Aero. But yes, we are here for some, well, not so good news.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a bit of a episode of Gaming News Live. But, you know, you got to take the rough with the smooth and all of that lovely stuff. And we're going to have to talk about it. It's just one of them. I know, Aero, you have done on your show, you were talking about it and trying to muster up some positive energy with some little bit of difficulty.
A little bit.
But it is what it is. But yeah, we're here. Tuesday, Podcast Tuesday has started. It's a full lineup again. Red Wolf, not long after this, when we're done. And then obviously the man, the myth, the mag is going to be on later on, so join us all. We're all here for your entertainment. But we have got how many in chat so far? I think it's 4 according to YouTube, but yeah, hey ho. But we've got Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, Bernie 23, Emperor Hound, Matt, got something for you. You're welcome. And I think that's it at the moment. Is that it? Yes, that is it. Well, start off small and see where we go at the end, because we actually had, in total, for last week's show, 81 views.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah, it was. Grandpa Barbecue, time. What about parsley or say... Are you guys talking about food? Okay. I've had my
Good
food.
to see all y'all in chat.
Yeah, I've had my dinner. I'm fine. I've had a nice rack. Well, it wasn't a semi-decent rack of ribs. But, yes, news-wise, before we get into that, what are you doing at the moment, Aero Nation? What are you playing? What are you doing with the channel and all that lovely stuff?
Yeah, so me and Apollyon Crow are actually about to finish our first playthrough of Halo Infinite. And I will not be on tomorrow. We will be finishing up 007 on Thursday. Tomorrow, me and the wife are doing stuff for her birthday, so just going to let y'all know I won't be on tomorrow.
Happy birthday to Miss Aero.
Yeah, I will make sure she knows. And then with all the gaming stuff that's been going on, it's actually gotten me back into reading. So since I've been playing Halo Infinite, I picked up Halo Fall of Reach, and I think I'm 3 chapters in. Pretty good book.
There you go. Yeah, it's been kind of a hit and miss week. For me, I've still been playing Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Evolution 3. Actually won the championship on Undisputed. It's okay. It's no Fight Night. That I will say. Bring back Fight Night. EA.
Yeah, they
Bring
need
back
to.
Fight Night.
Bring it on PC too.
Yeah. Obviously, got loads of other games. I'm contemplating purchasing the little indie game that is on Xbox. It's on sale on my wish list, and that's Autopsy Simulator. Kind of a ideal game for the news that we're going to be going through. It's a bit morbid and gruesome and not much fun. So,
but probably less race.
Yeah, a lot less rakes, a lot more scalpels. But I'm contemplating it. It's like, do I? Don't I? So I've got a back catalogue that I haven't touched. Still haven't played Resident Evil to its end. So yeah, I've got quite a few things on the go. Plus, life takes over. That's why there was no other videos of the My Alien Isolation 2 video at the beginning of last week. I didn't get around to doing any other videos because everyone who I talked to in Discord knows that my cooker got condemned. So yeah, it's been fun 5 days eating stuff that's only air fried. So the ribs were a treat. But you don't realise how much you miss your cooker till you haven't got one. And I very much doubt my landlady or anyone like that is going to watch the show, but thank you for the cooker. She bought me a new one. Didn't have to worry about it, so fair dues to my landlady. But yes, news-wise, it is not very good. Matt, really? You've always been... You always were a microwave hero. I don't own one.
Anymore.
I think it's been about it's got to be about 10 years since I had a microwave.
What?
Just cook it in a pan. But yeah, news, not so good. Kind of lighten the mood for us there, Matt. You can have another one. Yes, I am that broke as well. You know how much we get paid an hour. So share this out to your friends so I can get this going. The news. After last week, which was by far the most epic week in gaming, Summer Games Fest, amazing lineup. Xbox comes out all guns blazing, and then a week later, steps on a rake.
Yep.
It's not looking good for dear Microsoft, but there are massive changes going on. Asha did not hide the fact that she was going to do this. It's not something that's just gone, hey, there you go. We kind of knew this was coming. There is the potential that they're spinning it off as a subsidiary of Microsoft for maybe a potential sale later down the line. Because we all know Microsoft wants rid. The board of directors don't care. They're not gamers. They want all of their Surface tablets and their laptops and their Windows 11, which is absolutely cack. But what do you think, Aero? I've got a couple of articles up here because there's other bits other than the spin-off that we'll get into. But what do you think of the potential that they're going to spin the Xbox brand off on its own?
I think, like I was telling you before we started the show, I see the good and the bad of it, and the good of it is that it forces Xbox to work within the confines of what Microsoft says yay and nay to. If they can make it work, and I think that's been the whole thing with Xbox, is there's been no, okay, well, this is all you're getting. It's been, oh, well, you need a little more? All right, well, here. All right, here. And they're burning money doing it.
Yeah. I think the other issue that they have is obviously corporately wise, they keep putting their 10 pence in on decisions that Xbox are making. So we've probably had games in development that we didn't know about, but somebody higher up at Microsoft side's gone, no, we're pulling the funding. You're not getting that money. We don't want that game. Which is a shame, because if you were to go back to, say, the 360 era, it was almost like then they were left to do their own thing. It was like, you've made a console, go off and sort it out. And we had an epic generation. Then they got chastised during the Xbox One. They did.
Rightfully so.
Some people will come out and say, oh, Xbox One was a decent generation. No, it wasn't.
Yeah. That's the generation I started with the Xbox One. I pivoted to PS4 not even a year and a half into, because I got my Xbox One a year into it. I switched to PS4 within 16 months.
Yeah. I've been an Xbox fan since DOT. I walked away from PlayStation at PS2. I was like, nope. I like what Microsoft are selling. I am going down that road. The first console. Still got it. It's in that cupboard. Over there. In that cupboard. The pads are a little bit on the fluffy side. You know, it's wet. Goes mouldy. They can be cleaned. But the console itself works. Epic console. I, at one point, had over 150 games for that. And not one game was bad. You had every single genre of game. It was amazing. They'd done what nobody else thought they would do, and that is make a damn good gaming console. Xbox 360. What can you say about that generation? The only issue they had was the Ring of Death. That's it. Every single game. Absolute banger. They money-hatted games for that generation. That's why we've got Gears of War.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, I want to bring about the Red Ring. They handled that very, very well. They could have just been like, oh, well, it is what it is. There's some faulty ones. Sorry, we're not helping you. They replaced anybody's Xbox that they literally said, hey, this is going on. You send it, they sent you another one.
Yep. And if I remember rightly, if anyone's not watched it, whether you're watching live on the show now and you're in chat, and you join in chat. If you join the stream and you're just watching in the background, join the chat. They're an awesome group that come every single week. Just jump in. They will invite you in and you will feel like you're part of the family. But if you've not watched the Xbox documentary, please do it. It is over on Xbox's YouTube channel. Go over and watch it. During that little incident with the Red Ring of Death, Peter Moore even said in an interview, he went into the chairman's office. Who was the chairman during the 360 era? Can't remember who it was.
I don't remember.
But it's a case of, if you do not fix this, you're going to kill the brand. It'll be dead. Nobody is going to come anywhere near it. And they literally went, right, how much is it going to cost? And he gave a rough, I can't remember the figure. He does state it in the documentary. And he went, yeah, do it. And they recalled everyone's Xbox. They fixed everyone's Xbox for free. It's Steve Ballmer, wasn't it? Early 23's got me in the chat there. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was literally a case of fix it. The Xbox One, don't match it. We all know how that one went. But for me, this needs doing. It was something that Asha has come out and said that she's going to put Xbox to the chopping block. It's not sustainable in its current format. Things are costing stupid money. Game development. Now, obviously, I've said on the stream countless times, I did a course. I did the first 2 years of a course in game development. The salaries are stupid money. For what people are doing, you've got a guy who is sat, probably, say, like Treyarch, and he's being paid probably 150, almost £200,000 a year to make trees for Call of Duty. Why?
That's insane.
To make trees.
And that's the thing with Xbox, is that goes back to what I was saying. It's just the management hasn't managed. What has the management managed in the last decade?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's a shame. There is going to be a lot of losses, because the main thing that is obviously in the headlines at the moment is obviously studio closures. Now, it's inevitable. We're going to be talking about a lot of studio closures, not just at Microsoft. This is ripe. I was telling, I think it was Bernie in Mag's Discord, it's ripe. We just got wrapped in that little bubble last weekend. We got wrapped in that bubble of excitement. Exclusives are back. All these flashy looking games that are going to be coming out over the next 12 to 18 months. But the reality is, it's a cutthroat business. It's one of the reasons I decided not to become a video game developer. Because you can go and get a job at Ubisoft. 3 days later, your game's cancelled. But it's not a case of, oh, you just get moved to a different game. You have to pick your entire family up and move. And it's not a case of just down the road. If it's in the States, you're moving from state to state, job to job.
You're basically a military brat.
Yeah. It just put me off. There's no ground route to the job. Even as a CEO of a game development house, your job ain't guaranteed for nothing. It is going to be a cutthroat business. And she is going in, and as we were saying before we started the show, this is not going to be your atypical layoff. This is going to be surgically precise on where she's trimming the jobs from. Because you've got 15 people doing the same job. Why do you need 15 people to do 2 people's jobs? That is what's going to happen.
Surgical shuttering.
Yep. Because the studios that are up for debate are obviously Compulsion games. I don't think I've not enjoyed any of their games, if I was to be perfectly honest. Double Fine, which is, you kind of see it coming. The one that is a bit of a kicker is the whole Ninja Theory. That to me, I'm not too sure.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't think it's happening, if I was to be perfectly honest. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about the 3 studios that are supposedly put up for the chopping block?
Yeah, like we were saying before the show started, Ninja Theory doesn't make any sense, because like why would you greenlight a project, let them get enough done to show a trailer for it, and then just completely just axe the studio, no, this ain't worth it, we're done. Also, let's keep it in perspective. This is Xbox's, basically, it might as well be their premier mocap studio. Yep. Why is that one even on the chopping block? First of all, like I can understand to an extent, Hellblade 2 maybe didn't sell what they were wanting it to sell, but it's like they've clearly taken feedback from gamers and have went with a new direction with it, to the point I'm excited for it.
Yep.
And it's like, I think a lot of it too is a lot of industry fluff.
Yeah.
I think most of the people that say they're in the know, they know about what we know, if not less than.
But this whole reset, according to, this is on WCCF Tech, they need to change the name of their website. It's just a stupid name. The whole reset of the Xbox division is in order to offset its measly 3% margins. 3%. That's tight. Really, really tight. And Asha's been brought in to steady the ship, and the only way she's going to do that, because the analogy of steadying a ship is actually a really good one. This ship's overloaded. They acquired so many studios over such a period of time, then topped it off with ABK. Now, if they hadn't bought ABK, different story.
Yeah.
But 3% margins with how many studios have they got? 20?
At least. Right around there.
And some of them are, and that's not including the studios within ABK or within Bethesda.
Yep.
You're looking at, you got all of these like Ninja Theory sitting on the sidelines, all the studios that are being pulled into this fray are on the sidelines. They're not part of the big picture, which is Bethesda. They're all sitting on, and she's going to look at them and go, "What have you done in the last 5 years? Is that all you've done? Well, off you go. We don't need you."
Yep.
There's no jobs. There's not going to be jobs for them to go to within Xbox, because she's got to trim back. It's no different than doing scheduling within retail. You're given 1,000 hours to run your week. You've got to use your 1,000. You could, if something doesn't get done, or one person has to do two people's jobs, that's it. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Chat is all Grumpy Old Farts in chat as well. And who else? Oh, Seth Monsters is in there as well. Hello, my friends. Where is it?
See Seth Grumpy?
Yes. What is it? Grumpy Old Fart. Hi, people. Just arrived at work. Will listen, but won't interact. Same for Red Wolf and Madcast. Oh, you're a busy boy tonight, are you, Grumpy Old Fart? Yeah. Oh, dear. Work. It's a horrible thing, work. Seth Monsters, what have you been up to in the chat, my friend? Oh, sorry, folks, it's Phil's fault. He was buddies instead of a boss. Yeah, he was.
Yep. But actually, I want to...
Go on, after you, Aaron.
I was going to say, I just wanted to address what Matt was saying, which proves my point about it being an industry flop and people that say they know exactly what's going on, not knowing exactly what's going on. Now he's saying it's more than 3. And I'm sorry, Playground is going nowhere. Forza Horizon is one of the hottest things that Xbox has going for it right now. It's not Playground's going nowhere, and if Fable hits it out of the park too, they've solidified as a permanent studio.
Yeah, I've just seen that in the chat now. I'd actually scrolled up to see what Seth Monsters have been saying. But Matt, there's not a chance in hell In Exile are on the chopping block. Not a chance until they can see the returns for Clockwork Revolution. That is going nowhere. Undead Labs, yeah, you can kind of go with that with the way that the development for State of Decay 3 has gone. They can kind of go, you have taken a mickey a little bit. I don't see them getting rid of it. I think them shrinking it. I think they'll chop out a few jobs here and there and go, no, that's all you're getting. Playground, Matt, what are you smoking, mate? You not played Forza, have you?
The only thing I could see Forza losing would be a couple of staff, and if I had to take a shot in the dark, I would say that the people that they get rid of within Playground are probably people from Turn 10 that got swallowed into the Forza Horizon or the Playground game side, and then now it's just like, whoa, we don't have a place for you now.
Yeah, Bernie 23. Yeah, Playground is fine because of Forza. The only time Playground are gonna kind of be walking the tightrope is Fable. When Fable releases, if that falls on its backside, that's when you're going to see Asha go straight to them and go, right, you, see ya. We're not doing this again. We'll just shrink you down. You can make Forza Horizon until the cows come home. That is what she will do. She is going to be brutal with these cutbacks.
Yep.
Yes, we've got to lose games. Yes, we may potentially lose studios that we've grown up with or we're big fans of and we're waiting for their next game. But it's the games industry. Studios come and go. You don't see people crying that Atari isn't around anymore.
Or Sega. I mean,
Yeah.
Sega is around, but not in the same capacity that a lot of people remember them fondly for.
Sega, to me, I think it was the best thing that happened to them. They were never going to win that Nintendo war. And then
No.
when PlayStation came out, that was it. Sega, you're dead. You didn't roll with the times. You weren't willing to change. But they were like a phoenix rising from the ashes when it came to software development. So it's one of them. Empound, I think something from Activision Blizzard goes. Yeah, I really do. I can see the likes, and Matt is probably not going to like me in chat, but I can see them trimming down World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that'd probably be one of the biggest things.
I think that will go down to almost support stuff. I really think they will just go, right, we're going to chop that right back. I think the other one Matt mentioned in chat was Obsidian. Yeah, you can kind of see it. They've not really hit well with Avowed and, oh God, Outer Worlds 2.
Or no,
Grounded,
yeah.
they are safe with, for the sheer fact of it's a live service in a sense, because it's a co-op, 4-player, build your base and all that lovely stuff. But they are going to start trimming. Bernie 23, mate, you're on form tonight, mate. If Modern Warfare doesn't hit, there will be a big cut at ABK. Yep.
That is and honestly, that might happen even if Modern Warfare 4 does good, because I think what they'll do with Modern Warfare 4 is they'll look at it for what it is, look at the numbers, see how it did. Now that it's not in Game Pass anymore, you have to buy it. Yep. And I think depending on how much it sells will depend on how deep Asha looks into restructuring ABK.
Yeah, because the big thing that is coming out of this, because obviously we've got it's kind of frustrated me watching other podcasts because they're all going, oh, that's it. No disrespect to Matt in the chat, he's an awesome fella, but people are jumping to conclusions. This has not been finalized by anyone at Microsoft. There has been no press report come out and state, yes,
speculation,
Ninja Theory is closing. There is nothing. I have looked. It is all reports say this.
Or reports of reports.
Yeah. It could be a case of Ninja Theory all of these, the way to do it instead of just using Ninja Theory, all of these development houses within the umbrella that is Xbox will have the option to buy themselves out. Or have the option to have somebody else purchase them, like PlayStation or Tencent. Nothing is going to be off the table. She wants to go, right, clean slate. She said it. This is a reset. We want to get back to being Xbox.
And I think people need to give her the props. And again, this is all speculation. We don't know if any of this has come to fruition, but the fact that it's being rumored that it's not just, all right, we're done, see ya, shut down. That she's giving these, from what's being reported, she's giving these studios options to continue to exist. It just has to be outside of Xbox.
Yeah. 78 Inc. Hello, my friend. I see you in the chat there.
Yeah, good to see you, 78.
It's, as he's actually said in the chat, always wait for the horse to speak. Yes. Yep. This is kind of the frustrating bit. Obviously, you see it more when you become a content creator and you're kind of doing this thing with gaming news. It's all the rumors and speculation. Now, I've done rumor videos on the channel, and then 2 days later, I'm proven wrong. You kind of it's almost like navigating a minefield with the gaming news, because you might read an article over on Insider Gaming that is completely different to the one that you're reading over on Kotaku. Same topic, different outcome,
different spin.
So it's one of them. Until I see an article online stating quoted from Xbox,
not
or
Bloomberg,
quoted from Asha, then you can kind of go, right, that's the news. And then you will see me do a video on the channel and it'll be like, okay, Ninja Theory's gone. Until then, if Seth Monsters really, if Jason Schreier says so.
What Emperor Hound said is, I like what he says. She says a reset, but I don't think it's a you're fired, get out of here situation. It's more of a get out of line and IP straight and then narrow our scope.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is perfect, Emperor Hound, for going on to the next bit that's inside all of this. They are now doubling down on the core IPs for Xbox. So they have been given the green light to focus on Halo, Fallout, and Elder Scrolls. Obviously, that's not including Gears, because that's on the horizon. We know we're getting it. But they are focusing on them 3 pillars of the Xbox foundation, because they take so damn long to come out. When was Halo, the last Halo?
Beginning of 2022.
It was a year after the Series X dropped.
Yeah, it's 2021.
Yeah. We won't even get into Fallout. I know if Red Wolf was in the chat, he'd be laughing. Because, well, and same with Elder Scrolls. Because, unfortunately, Todd Howard doesn't like other people playing with his toys. And I've got a sneaky feeling, because if you've not watched it, go over and watch Red Wolf's. He's done 2 videos that he's put out, and one of them's about Bethesda. I think Ash has walked into Bethesda and gone, you're giving Fallout to Obsidian. You're giving that game to this development house, or vice versa. Pick you up in chat. Just give us your thoughts. What do you think she's done? If this is what she's done, if she's gone into Bethesda and she said, right, you're giving away your toys. You're no longer playing in the sandbox, Todd. Who do you think is going to be taking over some of Todd Howard's toy box playthings? Let us know in the chat, because that'd be really interesting to see what people think and who they think would develop them.
Yeah, I just had a really interesting thought. What if with Fable and Skyrim and all that, what if Asha has actually gone into like Bethesda, Activision, all these places, and broken these inner circles of, this is what we're doing, we don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. That very valid point. It's not going to be nice. There's going to be some growing pains through all of this, and yes, people are going to lose their jobs. And there's one thing I don't like, and that is people losing their livelihoods.
Nope.
But for the brand to survive, for Xbox to prosper, this has to happen. Under Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond, this got so bloated. We had games that we were promised during their tenure at Xbox we have never seen. That is the problem that we have got.
And the thing, and all this, and this isn't also, just to back it out a little bit, this isn't just an Xbox problem. Xbox is having the issues, PlayStation's having the issues, Nintendo's having the issues. It's the games industry as a whole. These companies, they tried to balloon the market when COVID came around, thinking, "Oh, this is the new baseline. We can make so much money right now."
Yeah.
And then they took it as, "Oh, this is the new standard." Not, "Oh, hey, this is a blip that potentially could have never existed in the first place." And now they're starting to realize, "Oh, well, let's look at our books pre-2020. Let's go see what worked then." Pick up the pieces and build something that can last for another 25 years.
Yeah, it's one of them. I know we were talking about XNC, and obviously I was watching listening to a bit of it in work, and they were where was I going to go with this? We were saying about what we. Yeah, that's gone. The joys, but obviously people in chat backstage, I think Obsidian should get the Elder Scrolls. No, I think they'll leave the Elder Scrolls with Todd.
Yeah,
I think that's
that'll be
his next
baby.
I think that's his last game before he retires.
Yeah, I was really going to say that, because I think they're at the point, it's like, okay, Todd, all right, okay, you can do that, and as soon as the game launches, within 6 months to a year, we'll get some type of formal resignation, or, hey, I'm done, it's been a wonderful time, see ya.
That's
Taking my
that's an interesting one as well. 78 Inc. I don't think the studios are going to get killed off. I honestly think it's a balancing of funds for each studio. Yeah,
Yep.
it could well be. Or it could be a case of we may lose studios, but are they going to amalgamate them into one studio? You take two studios that are doing quite well, put them all together, see what happens.
Yeah, and that's why she's saying reset, because it's not necessarily... Because I think that's where the media has really ran to the races before anything has even been said about, oh, layoffs, layoffs, layoffs. It's like, well, you look at the industry, you look at where it's been at for the last 6 years, it's like, well, whatever we were doing clearly wasn't working.
Yep.
We need to figure out why. Well, this is Asha, the first one, it seems like, at Xbox in years to go, hey, why do we have X studio doing the same thing that Y studio doing? Why do we have A studio struggling when B studio knows what they're doing? Why isn't B studio helping A studio? And it's just like a whole bunch of it's a bunch of little things. It's like, why is none of this happening?
Yeah.
Why can't we get things across the finish line in a timely manner? And when was the last time we heard of a game coming under budget?
Unless it was an indie game, not at all.
Yep.
But this it's a crazy time, because obviously we're going to be talking a lot about Ubisoft tonight as well, because it's all happening there. But they were a little bit, how do I put it, sneaky with these latest round of layoffs at Ubisoft, but we'll get into that in a minute. But I think the big thing that kicked everyone off with this rumour and speculation about studios being closed and naming the studio, because I know the big one that everyone is talking about is Blade. Because Arcane Leon is supposedly on the chopping block. We've heard it on Mag. There are people panicking about Blade. But I do not think that Microsoft or Xbox are willing to pay that fee back to Marvel to cancel that IP. They've paid money for the license for that IP. I think they might say to him, right, you need to sort this out, because we were talking before we started. Arcane is literally seen one of their other development houses shut for putting out an absolute turd of a game. It was fun. It's not too bad. You go and play it now solo. It's not too bad. It's not perfect by any means, but you can't polish a turd and make a diamond. It doesn't work. But they've seen that's happened firsthand to Arcane. So when they say, oh, it was pulled from the showcase because it wasn't good enough, people don't like the pre-alpha testing that they're doing. They don't like the way the game's played. It's not being received very well. If I was at Arcane and I was in their shoes, and I said to you before we started the show, they'd be like, we're not putting anything out at the showcase. Yeah. We've seen what happens when we release something too early. We have been there. We are not going down that road. You will not see Blade until we are good and ready to show you it. End of. Blade is not going anywhere, and I will eat my hat if it does get cancelled, because
that would be a surprise.
It's too big of a game and too big of a license. Yes, the movie's been cancelled, but that's Marvel movies, and they haven't made a decent one since Endgame. But it's a case of, for Microsoft to buy that license out, that is there's no way with that 3% margin that somebody at Xbox, we'll just cancel it. Not a chance.
Also, too, that doesn't include any and all development that's already gone into it over the last minimum 2 years. Yeah. So it's like, between the license and that, it's like, okay, you can make that decision to just shutter the studio, but it's like, isn't that just shooting your own foot for literally no reason?
It wouldn't make sense. It's the same thing with Senua. That is it. But I went off on a tangent there. I think the reason that everyone started panicking is because obviously the Xbox Game Studios chief has reportedly stepped down before the layoffs hit. Now, some people could take that as a warning. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath, and I know other podcasters have said they've had inside information. This is going to be a brutal layoffs, but it's got to happen. It is what it is. They're bloated. They're bogged down. There's no communication between studios. It's got to the point where you've got to do something with it. But for him leaving, I think, is the catalyst that set all of the media outlets off. And it's a case of, right, it's got to be, if he's quit, well, no, she's just brought in her own management team, so why does she need him?
Yeah, and I mean,
she's shuffling the deck.
And who's to say he didn't get a golden parachute and was asked to step down?
Yeah. For me, I think that is just purely Asha going, look, I don't think you're right for where I'm going forward. You've got two choices.
Yep. And
either
she's doing the same thing with the studios.
Yeah. It's just one of them. We are not... People in chat saying that, it's Matt. It's always Matt. This is Xbox's 4th year in a row for layoffs. You think this would be the last. Tell that to Ubisoft. Ubisoft have been laying people off for the last 5-6 years.
Consistently.
Yeah. Small studio here. And then you had the big one, because obviously Tencent had to help them out.
Yep.
Purchase a good majority share of the company. This is the games industry. The problem is, the industry itself is fledgling. It's still a baby. But it's one big baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's bigger than most industries. It's bigger than movies, bigger than TV. It could go down the road of Pornhub, but it's one of them. It's bigger than them all. It's mass consumed, but everyone wants to do it. So you've had this mass influx of young kids in their teens going, I want to be a video game designer. Yeah, that's another one to the pile.
Yep.
It's a constant flow of staff and not enough jobs to do.
Yep.
78, please don't let any studios go to Tencent. They seem to be kind of falling in line, Tencent, and starting to fund games. We never know. We're still waiting for the next Deus Ex and all of that lovely stuff from that side. But Xbox-wise, I personally, because we'll kind of wrap it up, we've got 40 minutes on Xbox. We'll wrap it up. Me personally, it's got to happen. Nothing's going to change it. It is what it is. I do not see Arcane, Leon, and Blade going. I think that will continue. I do not see Ninja Theory going. I think there'll be something going on in the background there. As for Compulsion Games and Double Fine, yeah, well, you never know. Personally, it's going to happen. What do you think, Era? What are your opinions of the entire thing? Let's just kind of sum up what you think.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to say one other thing. You also got to think, too, with these with the way the games industry is right now and how all these indie games are coming out, Xbox, a lot of these companies have to watch out because they could be turning people into their direct competition because, oh, hey, well, I learned all this stuff from you, but, oh, you want to fire me? All right, well, I'll go make a game that's better than the one I was working on here, that's way better, more fun, it costs a heck of a lot less money, and suck it.
Yep. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, and I think they've all learned a little thing from Ubisoft. But yeah, if you're watching after the fact and you want to weigh in the comment section, please do so. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your feelings on everything that's going on with Xbox, and I'm sure Aero will go and check the comments if anything goes up, because he is a collaborator on these videos every week, so he does get the notifications. I've not bored him with the analytics side because it's just like, really? I see enough of my own channel. I won't want to be in that position either. So if I ever collaborate, it's like I don't need to see. I don't think you didn't send me the analytics for the Witcher video, did you? Because it's just like
I don't think so.
No,
I think you have access to them. I don't know. I don't even know how to look at for the collaborative analytics. So
I'm just like I don't need to see it. I look at my analytics enough. I don't need to see it from two channels' perspectives, so no, but it's fine. But no, he is a collaborator, so is one way of getting hold of Aero Nation. He is a collaborator. He is linked in the description below. He also has that, obviously, as I said, the collaboration, so it's easy to find him. So go over and sub to the channel. But Layoffs, I know, chat, this is not going to be a fun night. It's not going to be a hey and all that stuff. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, the Kumbaya what y'all was last week.
Yeah. If you want the happy gaming news live, go and watch the showcase where me and Aero Nation literally lost our minds. I actually spoke to Helen, who was in the chat during the showcase. She's actually somebody else I work with. And she is in the same boat as you, Aero Nation. Spyro.
Oh, dude.
She's over the mood. She's like, I was like, yeah, you're just like Aero Nation. She thought your reaction was absolutely stellar. So I thought I'd pass that one. But yeah, Microsoft back at it. They got the layoffs. We won't know anything. I think it's July, isn't it? That it'll really have started rolling through. So,
well, in July, will it be at the point where it's like, well, there's a paper trail of all this stuff happening, and people that get fired tend to not shut up about it.
Yeah. So we're going to have a lot to do when it comes to content on the channel. I know it's on the not on the benefit of somebody else. It's not a nice thing to be, but obviously we will bring you news, and it will be talked about on Gaming News Live about anything going on with Xbox and the layoffs. But the way that you got to look at it, the positive side, we'll try and give it a positive outlook before we move on to the negative that is Ubisoft. You're going to be getting more Fallout, you're going to be getting more Halo, and you're going to be getting Elder Scrolls. You're kind of winning. But yes, Ubisoft. Did you dive into this?
I looked into it a little bit, but it's one of those things where it's like Ubisoft laying off people. What's new?
Did you know that they hid these layoffs behind an embargo?
Oh, it's that bad.
Yeah. I came across it out of the blue, actually. I can't remember I never actually refound the article. I really need to stop doing that. I need to start bookmarking more often. But yeah, there was they embargoed the media outlets from dropping the information that they were laying these people off. It was a little hidden thing. You'll do embargoes for new games. People play a game, you sign your non-disclosure, and you're under embargo for, say, a month before you are allowed to say anything. But no, Ubisoft have gone to the next level and decided that they are going to put layoffs and the figures and which studios are getting the silver bullet behind an embargo, which is just absolutely... It's just mind-boggling that somebody would even have the balls to just go, you know what, we'll tell you, but you're not allowed to say anything until we let you know.
Yeah.
So
I think I found the article.
Oh, no. Read it off if you want to. Read it off.
This is over on MMORPG.com by Victoria Rose. Ubisoft actually genuinely attempted to impose an embargo on mass layoff reporting. Layoff reporting in the games industry has become unfortunately routine, even here at MMORPG, as games media tries to keep an ear on the ground about the state of things. This week, infamous Supercorp Ubisoft has apparently attempted to create some damage control for its latest wave, and it backfired quickly by attempting to impose an embargo on these details. And then, let's see, employees at Ubisoft had already been reporting upcoming layoffs to several publications. Specifically, Insider Gaming broke the news on the closure of the Winnipeg studio that would leave 65 developers stranded, and confirmed that 170 others will be laid off between the Rainbow Six Siege team and its mobile version.
Wow. Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. That was just the tip of the iceberg of the article.
Hiding it. They really... Somebody needs to get that idiot out of power at Ubisoft and just lynch him.
That family.
Yeah.
That family just needs to be... Poof, see ya, go away. Yeah. You are not relevant in the games industry anymore. See ya. Yeah. You had a good run.
And K-Rock's just dropped in the chat. Hello, my friend. Yeah, you've just missed our 40-minute rant on Xbox and our thoughts and feelings. So feel free after the fact to go and have a check out of our thoughts and feelings. It's not the same. We are not the same as a lot of the podcasts you've been watching. I can tell you that. We're not on the same wavelength. We are thinking a little bit more positive towards what may be happening. But yeah, This is just stupid at Ubisoft, and to hide it behind an embargo is just that's shocking. That is,
Well, it just goes to show you that the studios and the media are pretty much in cahoots at this point with it, and it's like y'all aren't even hiding it anymore. So it's like, why are you getting upset that we're upset that y'all are doing dumb stuff behind the scenes?
yeah, because I'm over on Game Informer here, and it says like Ubisoft Winnipeg opened its doors in January 2019 and served as a support studio for titles such as Rainbow Six Mobile, Far Cry 6, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yeah, not a bad mix of games there. Winnipeg's closure, though, has reportedly impacted, as you said, the 65 employees, but Ubisoft Belgrade had existed since 2016 and worked on several titles. Now, get this is a kicker, because obviously this is two studios at Ubisoft that are affected. It's Ubisoft Belgrade and Ubisoft Winnipeg. They worked on Black Flag Resynced.
So
100 employees that worked on Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced have lost their jobs.
And so for me, that tells me Ubisoft does not have confidence in this remake.
No,
To me,
not in
my
size.
opinion.
Because it also states here additional layoffs have been announced at Ubisoft Barcelona. 51 employees there. Ubisoft San Francisco. Now, it states here the exact number of impacted employees is unknown, but was described by Insider Gaming as being dozens at Ubisoft San Francisco. The publisher also announced plans to restructure the Barcelona studio to focus on Rainbow Six projects. Please stop doing the bloody multiplayer stuff. Give us a proper Rainbow Six. In total, Ubisoft's internal message states that up to 380 employees may have been affected by these layoffs. And they hid that behind an embargo.
I want to know how they even. That's why I'm saying that like the games media and the publishers are in cahoots, because it's like how do you get so many different places to stay quiet on something for that long?
I don't know.
You don't without money.
It's just, I know they're in the process of doing their restructure, because it's no different than what's going on at Microsoft. The only difference is with Microsoft and Xbox is Ubisoft are blatantly just not caring. And It's all about whether or not they can make a few quick quid out of getting rid of employees. That is it. It is cut. Ubisoft, I wouldn't want to be an employee at Ubisoft for a gold clock, because that just sounds like every day you go into work, you've still got a job. So it actually states here as well, in the past 2 years, Ubisoft has shuttered studios in Leamington and Halifax and disbanded the internal team responsible for the well-received Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown due to underwhelming sales. Ubisoft also proposed layoffs at studios such as the Division developer Massive Entertainment and Trials developer Red Links. Ghost Recon developer Redstone Entertainment lost 100 employees in March, and while still in operation has ceased activity on game development. I'm just lost for words with what Ubisoft's doing.
Yeah.
You've had the likes of Rayman announced and shown. You've had Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, which I have to admit does look good. You're getting rid of a lot of people on the premise of not a lot of give back to the gamer. Yep. 78 Inc. Splinter Cell. I've given up on that, mate.
That's a myth.
I can only listen to Mag say it's coming so many times before I lose my mind. But it's not looking good. That's 380 employees that have come out of this, that have lost their jobs. But not only that, the core games that they were aiming for, that were in the pipeline, is Ghost Recon and the new Far Cry. It has now been reported, and this is over on Insider Gaming, Ghost Recon's in development hell. They have gone in, and under this new quality control that Ubisoft are using, which got the likes of the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake cancelled and all of that lovely stuff. They haven't hit the mark with Ghost Recon. It is not where it's supposedly supposed to be. So that is another one that is potentially on a chopping block with another mass layoff set over there. And Far Cry is in development. So what do you think of all of this, Aero? And chat, please let us know what you're thinking as well. But what do you think, Aero? What do you think Ubisoft's, one, doing? Two, what do you think about Ghost Recon and Far Cry being delayed?
My gut reaction with Ubisoft is it just looks like they are literally burning down everything that they have, looking under every couch cushion, every chair, every desk, looking for, to them, essentially chump change to get their bottom line back to where they're making more than they were last year. And it's like, you've lost the plot. If you're going to do it, if you're going to do a reset, do what Xbox is doing. Go back to basics. Go back to what you're good at. Get rid of the studio, or not get rid of, but reshape the studios you have. Make them functional instead of just, like I was saying earlier, putting them out in the world. And then now we have 30 different indie studios that are making games that Ubisoft can't even touch.
Yep. The way I look at it is, if you've played Ready or Not, which was a small team, yes, they have had their issues with censoring and all that lovely stuff from the PC to console port. They put out a damn good game on half the budget that Ghost Recon's going to get. Why are they faffing about over at Ubisoft? They stopped doing what the fans wanted ages ago. Assassin's Creed, I'm a massive fan. Obviously, anyone that watches knows I've got it all surrounding me. It is a case of they messed that up after the Desmond Miles saga.
Yep.
That's when it took a swan dive. And they were focus on the animus. No. Give the fans what they want. Stop trying to make a round wheel out of a square. It is not going to work.
Yep.
But they've done it with all the franchises. They've got some bloody good IPs.
Yeah, you've
got Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, which they haven't done a decent one since, obviously, Michael Ironside was still doing the voice of Sam Fisher. Technically, you've got every single Tom Clancy IP, Assassin's Creed, and they're just the two core. You've got massive entertainments, The Division, and they can't get it right.
Well, and here's the thing, too, at least in my opinion, at least if I'm remembering correctly, the last original IP that Ubisoft made that I enjoyed was For Honor. I loved that game. I played that game for like 2.5 years and then fell off of it, and I wish I didn't, because now it's impossible to get back into. But it's like, the concept of that game was cool. I mean, think about it. This was like, what, 2015, 2016? Ubisoft was on a different level then.
They were the premium developer.
Yeah, and then they brought out For Honor, and it's like, oh wow, this is actually solid combat. This is actually fun. And then they proceeded to do nothing with it besides half-assed expansions, and that's it. It's like, you can't make a single player like using the mechanics and call it like For Honor Origins or something like that. Go into the different factions.
They've got so much. Sequel. Matt, nobody ever mentions Skull and Bones, mate. That's one of the reasons why Ubisoft is in the position it's in, is Skull and Bones. Yeah. They threw all their eggs in one basket and they made a hell of an omelette, but it's not a very tasty omelette. And yes, I know they own Prince of Persia. Now, a bit of like trivia for you: Assassin's Creed was supposed to be Prince of Persia. The first Assassin's Creed was actually prototyped as a Prince of Persia game.
I didn't know that. That makes sense, though, compared to the, with the parkour mechanics that the games have.
Matt, you just swore at me in chat. You put Beyond Good and Evil in. I don't even think anyone at Ubisoft knows what the hell's going on with that game. I think they threw that in a cupboard after they revealed it and never looked back.
I just wish they would be more. I wish these companies in general would just be more transparent with what their actual goals are with these games. It's like, okay, tell me why you made the game. What made you go, hey, this might resonate with people. People will actually want to play this. Yeah. Tell us so we can get excited for it instead of just, well, this is our marketing push. This is the game. We hope you like it. We put a lot of time into this.
Exactly.
And we'll see y'all at launch.
But yeah, it's one of them. It's frustrating, isn't it? The industry at the moment is frustrating. As a gamer, I want my core franchises back. I want my Splinter Cells. I want my Assassin's Creed to go back to being Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
And the same, yeah, we were talking about Microsoft and all the rest. It's not exclusive to Microsoft.
Yep.
We've just talked about Ubisoft and all of the stuff going on over there. It's not exclusive. It's happening all over the industry, especially at your AAA developer level, because they are so bloated. So bloated.
And also, too, they're all copying each other. I mean, just look at Ubisoft's games. Ghost Recon looks and plays like Far Cry. Far Cry looks and plays like Ghost Recon. And then everything else is some type of variant of Ghost Recon or Far Cry. Open world, fetch quest missions, okay to decent story, but spread out over a 20 to 30 hour campaign.
Yeah. Because the thing is, the way that I look at it is like, especially with Assassin's Creed, you go back to the Desmond Mile games. They put out one game a year, but they made a damn good game because they were reusing assets. I think, personally, with Assassin's Creed, they're spreading themselves too thin. I think they've done the same with Far Cry and all of Tom Clancy's IPs. They have focused purely on that. Nothing new has come out of Ubisoft for a very, very long time. Nothing original. They're not willing to take the risk. And they're not even willing to take a risk on doing a core IP that they own. Splinter Cell. Blacklist was, what, 2012?
20, yeah, I think it's 2012 or 2013. One of the two.
That's what, over almost a decade since we've had a Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Ghost Recon. I like what it did with the new one, with the live service elements. It worked. But I also didn't like it because the original Ghost Recons were a tactical shooter. Where was the tactical?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, and like you were saying about reusing assets back in the day, Sega's literally doing it now. That, like, it's not like this is existing in a vacuum. Like, there's a literal publisher that's using it, that has gone back to it and looked at their books and went, okay, something's got to get reuse assets. That's how they're putting out all these Yakuza games every year. 78
just said in the chat, games have been copy and paste lately, except, well, I'm assuming that's supposed to be except for games like Pragmata, Expedition 33, and Crimson Desert. Now, Crimson Desert was one of them games. Now, I've only played half an hour of the game, because it's one of them. When I eventually get around to Crimson Desert, I will sink time into it. But my partner, she has gone all in on Crimson Desert. Yes, she still thinks the controls are cack. But they have done something where they've taken a bit of this game, 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 threw it all in a bowl, and I've actually done some of it a damn sight better than the bits that they were actually copying.
Yes. That's the thing, like, when you're making a game, you have to make it, when you're making a game, if you're not actively trying new things, where's the creative process?
There isn't one.
Exactly.
Oh, there you go. Matt, pragmatic. No, he loves that game. It's not for me.
I need to finish it.
I did look at it, but it's just the premise. I'm one of these, unless I get sucked into the premise at the start, it's not something I'll jump into.
Yeah.
Ubisoft, I don't know. I think, yes, I understand, as we were talking about with Microsoft, and we've gone on about how layoffs are inevitable. It's just something that's going to happen. It's nothing to do with COVID anymore. This is pure bloat. This is sitting on too many IPs, developing too many IPs in one go, and the house of cards has officially, for AAA, come crashing down. That's it. AAA in general is just on its arse. Yeah. Indie developers are just laughing. No, it's never going to get back to where it was with AAA. No. Never.
I think with AAA going forward, once all the dust from all this settles, I think you'll be lucky to see games get greenlit with over 80 to $100 million budget,
Yeah.
and I think that's being generous.
I think they're going to double down the same as Microsoft. Core IPs. They're going to go back
Yep.
to single player because that's where their bread and butter was originally. So you're going to see single player Ghost Recon, single player Rainbow Six, single player, whatever, XYZ. They are going to double. They're going to have to. I think their purse strings have been tightened, and that's why this is happening. The only bit I have to say that is absolutely shocking about this whole Ubisoft layoffs compared to Microsoft's, Asha Sharma came out and said, this is happening. Ubisoft, on the other hand, went, embargo.
We're not doing this.
Yeah. If you think 380 pissed off people are not going to say something when they leave, you're in for a shock. But yeah, there's not much more you can say on that. If I was to be perfectly honest with Ubisoft, because I've covered Ubisoft's layoffs for 6-7 months, it's never ending. It's just, but the bit that really just drew me to this was the embargo. It's just like, you nasty.
It's one thing to do it and not publicly say anything. It's another thing to go behind the scenes and be like, hey, can you not talk about this for like 48 hours so we can get our ducks in a row so we can actually have a statement to make when the public inevitably finds out?
Yep, that is a very true. It's a very shady way of doing things, and I think somebody at Ubisoft, especially if a lot of them are unionised, if I remember rightly, in France, I can see the crapper hitting the fan when it comes to Ubisoft with all of this. Yes, Matt, I remember I did not know about Dead Space nor care until you lent me a copy back in the day. Yes, I remember it very well. The same with Bioshock. I didn't know anything about Bioshock until you showed me it. But now I surpass you. Go and have a look at my gamer score. Don't even get me started, mate. Grandpa Barbecue Game Cart AAA will, like it or not, use AI to be produced in a reasonable time. Yep, Grandpa's back. He went there.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with you.
We're going back to 3 to 4 year dev cycles at best, and if you can't get the game out, and I think at this point, they'll give you 3 to 4 years. If the game looks good, if the numbers and everything show that it's going to do well, you might, in case-by-case basis, get a 5th year. But I think 6, 7, 8 year development times, if your game's not done and out in 5 years, that's it. Well, okay, we're done.
Yeah, I think we're going to be having, as Grandpa Barbecue has said, they're going to use AI. It's inevitable. It's just the way things work. And it alleviates a budget. Because AI don't sleep, AI don't eat, and AI don't complain about working hours. So, it's one of them. But I think we're going to have a year to remember, not just because we're going to have amazing games coming out from Microsoft's side with Xbox. We've got we've got third-party games coming out of our ears over the next 12 to 18 months. We've still got plenty to play. The industry's not dying. It's changing. It's in real time.
Very quickly.
It's in real time in front of us, and the industry's changing. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. It has been doing this since E3s long ago. You always had it. Games were announced. Games never saw the light of day. I remember GameSpot reporting on their games during E3. Never saw them.
Yep.
And you didn't have media outlets going, it was cancelled, because back then it was gaming magazines, and even they didn't have the information. These games were just somebody in an office went, you're done. There. You didn't even know who they were. It's just the way the industry is. Matt only just passed my score. Oh, did you finally get that Mile High Club achievement? No, I think I did. It's been a while since I played the original Modern Warfare trilogy. Don't even go there, man. Oh, push in. Hello, my friend. I love me an old-fashioned gaming magazine. I tell you, our chat's on form tonight. Bernie helped us out with a segue. I think Emperor Hound did the same, and Pushing Polygons is done another. Do you just want to host the shows for us and we'll sit back and watch?
Tell us what we should say.
Yeah. Speaking of physical media, GameStop which is something that obviously I don't have any inkling on GameSpot. Tell I've got that in my head. Everyone seems to do that when GameSpot and GameStop. GameStop, I take it, is somewhere that you've shopped in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our equivalent over here would have been Game or Games Electronics Boutique, which was bought out by Game. Yeah, it was all a drama over here. But obviously, they are no longer with us in the UK. Doesn't exist. Game exists to a point. It's a small, like, subsidiary stores within certain outlets, and it doesn't sell any gaming stuff. It's all teddies and bobbleheads and all that rubbish. GameStop, though, it looks like the end of an era has come. The eBay deal did not go through, and it looks like GameStop is done. According to the article here, which is over on Game Rant, they've not actually said it's done, but for me, this is what happened with GameStop are now ending your pro membership program. So I'm assuming that's your reward point scheme for trade-ins and stuff like that. Now, what happened with Game in the UK is they did away with the Game reward card, and then not long after, see you later. So it definitely looks like you guys over at the other side of the pond are going to be losing your physical outlets in the very, very near future. What do you think about this? I don't know if you dived into it a little bit when I sent you.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to jump into that one specifically, so I'll probably look more into that throughout this week and give a more educated response. But I'll tell you right now,
it states here that the pro membership point scheme is ending July/August of 2026. So you've still got your physical stores at the moment, because it can't be a case of shut them all. What do you think it is the end of GameStop?
I'm curious how they're going to get away with shuttering their pro membership when I literally just went to a GameStop not even a week ago, and they were still pushing, hey, join the pro membership, join the pro member. How are they going to avoid some type of class action with they're still... Like, this is at, not even a 30-day notice? Barely a 30-day notice? Yeah. And it's just now, we're just now starting to hear ramblings about it?
Yep. If I remember rightly, when Game did theirs, it was just a case of use them or lose them. So it'll be a case of, I think you'll be getting notified if you have got this, because I don't know if it's done via mobile app over in the States. Ours was more physical card when they originally got rid of it over with Game. And what it was is you got an email or they sent you a letter that the card's addressed to, and it was a case of, by the way, on this date, you will lose any remaining reward points. You will not be able to redeem onto the card from this point forward, and you have up until XYZ to spend your points. If you do not use them, you lose them.
Yeah.
And it's that cutthroat, because they are not in a good financial position. GameStop, they are really struggling.
Yeah, I think with all that going on, it's like, all right then, well, what does GameStop actually sell? My store that's close to me has become, I would say, 30% games, 20% plushes, 40% Funko Pops, and then the rest is just Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and whatever other card-based games. They've replaced more shelves with glass cabinets, and it's just Pokemon and Magic. And
it's exactly the same way Game went. I can see I reckon by 2027 you won't have, or if you do, they will be few and far between. Obviously, they're still going to try and get somebody to buy them out.
Oh, yeah.
Or help them financially. But physical media, and I know luckily I don't think Red Wolf's in the chat, he might be listening. Physical's dying, and it's on its last legs. If you lose the likes of GameStop over it, on the other side of the pond, that's it. Physical's done. You have, unless you are buying it directly from the developer, that's it. You're done. Because if I remember rightly, you got all the plushies. I've got pictures up here on Game Rant of what the inside of your GameStops look like. And I'm not being horrible. They are teddy heaven.
Yeah.
Teddies and T-shirts and posters and it
they've actually. I've actually noticed they actually have a. I don't know if you can see any of the pictures, but they have these tall black square things that have their T-shirts in them. They have. I think my store has like 2 or 3 of them. One entire one is solely clearance, and then they have a rack in the back of the store that's also clearance clothes.
Yeah, but pushing polygons. You used to work for GameStop. You were
I
an
did at one point.
assistant supervisor. And he has thoughts, and he has said it was a physical card at one point. More of a question is, how does it affect their credit card, which ties into that program?
I have a feeling that they probably, kind of like with how you were saying with how Game just exited the point system, I guarantee it's written in the bylaws or whatever, the contract you sign that says, hey, we can cancel this at any point for any reason. Tough titty.
And I bet you most of the subscribers to the program never read the small print, so they could rewrite that and no one would know.
Yep.
You might get about 5 people in the entire States that actually sat and read that and might say, well, they're probably not even gaming anymore. But
I think the funny thing is when GameStop inevitably goes under, which it will, there's going to be a war of all these mom and pop shops across at least here in the States. Somebody's going to go back to the GameStop drawing board of how they used to run things. They're going to make it solely about the games. Yep. And then that's going to be how we get retro games and, I guess to some extent, newer physical releases that are more few and far between now.
I always had the thought back in the day that they were going to go down this removable... You got removable hard drives and all of that lovely stuff. And we've now got SSDs that make hard drives look like paperweights. Yeah. But it is a case of, I thought back in the day, maybe they could do this where you have this detachable drive, something not much bigger than a USB flash drive. And you would go in and plug it into a self-serve screen, no much different to McDonald's or Burger King or whatever it is, and purchase your game and put it on a USB stick. Or purchase the code and then go home and plug it into your console and bang, there you go. Game's yours. Which
the problem,
could then be used for trading. They never went that route. We've never had a digital trading environment.
It's because for that to happen, that would require every GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy, everywhere to have one of these kiosks. And guess what? None of these companies want to pay another fee to a third party to have their machine in a physical location when those codes cost them nothing. They can literally just put them anywhere, and the people that want to play the game will find them. Yeah.
It's a shame. It is a shame because it is one of them. As growing up as a young teenager and into my 20s, it was a place to go. I remember going, as much as people will probably take the mickey, I went to the Kinect launch at midnight. I loved the Kinect.
I like the Kinect a lot too, and
the best thing about Kinect, it really does me. I did not. They never did anything else with it, or gave you the option of plugging a webcam in. Was the QR reader? Was putting in them bloody 12-digit codes for a game is a pain in the backside. Kinect, you just went installing.
I forgot about that.
Them were the days. But yeah, GameStop, not looking very good. I give them 12 months.
I reckon 2 years and a failed restructure.
I reckon 12 months and there'll be small little subsidiary sections within like one of your... inside another company. So you'll have... Like over here, we have Sainsbury's, which is a retailer, and inside them you have a small kiosk for Argos, which sells all your GM, so your TVs. So you go there. The whole thing's food shop. I think that's what's going to end up happening. It'll shrink down to non-existent, and you might have, say, 50 little outlets that sell plushies and t-shirts and all of that lovely stuff.
Well, the thing is, though, is that GameStop actually, like, when they bought ThinkGeek was like one of the biggest distributors of all that. I'm going to call it crap because it doesn't interest me, most of it, but I know some people really enjoy that stuff, so to them it's not crap. But once they did that, that's when GameStop started going downhill. It's because it became more plushes, figurines, expensive things that we can sell. Also, too, I forgot to mention the anime figurines that are just like this tall, $70.
Yep. Oh, well, it's just one of them. It's just the way the industry's going. Bit like this entire episode of Gaming News Live has just been the industry's going this way. It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
But as Pushing Polygons has just said, I went to the Final Fantasy 12 midnight at GameStop. I did Assassin's Creed, Unity, and got Rogue at the same time. Because if you played them two, they were tied in together. You've played Rogue first, the ending of Rogue tied into the beginning of Unity. And that was my second midnight launch. I think there was about 6 people there. That's how much nobody cared about Assassin's Creed back then.
That's sad. You had only 6 people. We had like 25 or 30 people for Watch Dogs 1.
Ooh, that must have hurt.
I actually liked it.
I enjoyed it, but it was a bit kind of bitter, sweet taste in your mouth when you realise when you booted it up, it did not look like that. Your Pushing Polygons lasted longer than we all expected in 2011. Yet, unfortunately, it is going to go the way of the dodo.
Yep. Let's not forget, the only reason they're still around is because of the whole meme thing with their stock. What was that, 2 or 3 years ago? That's what's kept them alive this long, was that massive stock increase. They've already burned through it.
I love that comment, Grandpa Barbecue, as we look at a bunch of Funko Pops behind Aero.
That's not evidence, okay? This isn't real. This is a backdrop. It's green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't talk my way out of that one.
Yeah, no, yeah, you haven't got a prayer. That was a proper moment for you there, Aero. Last topic of the night, because we've been going an hour and 20 minutes. We're getting good at this. Nintendo. Just for you, Matt. Are in a bit of a doo-doo with Palworld. I was not expecting this. It's now come to everyone's attention that the lawsuit that Nintendo have put forward to Palworld over their patents, because Nintendo patent everything from breathing to your left leg. Old news. It might be old news to you. Might not be old news to some viewers. You know, all of them watch and worship Nintendo. But it's a case of they've kind of fallen on a bit of a sword with this, because the court case is falling apart due to the fact that Pocket Pair decided we'll just implement changes and now you haven't got a leg to stand on.
Yep.
What do you think's going to go on with this? Obviously, I don't cover Nintendo on the channel. I'm just doing this purely for Matt. I'll give him another one because this is now his sound for the show. So get used to that, Matt. Every single week, whenever you appear, that is what is going to happen. But I don't know. I think this is just bloody stupid.
I am here for it. I've actually kind of loosely been following it, but mainly because the more litigious Nintendo has tried to be, the more litigious the U.S. government has went, oh, you know what? Actually, we're glad you brought that up. We're actually going to personally look at your patents and see what's going on. And that's why their case is falling apart. It's because the U.S. government's going back and looking, and it's like, who approved this crap? And they're just striking them down.
Are you for real, Matt? Nintendo have got a new patent to do with setting a marker on your in-game map when you come out of your character is already set facing that way. If,
Break it down. Anything
Nintendo
does
carry this
patent-wise-
on, this whole, obviously with Palworld, they're going to fall on their backside with this and they're going to look stupid in the process. And to me, that's going to show every other developer that does something that Nintendo does not like tough. But they're patenting stuff to the point where nobody's going to be able to make a game.
Yeah, it's Nintendo or nothing. It's like the opposite of Nerf.
Yeah. I just found this. I was reading. I just needed to find something that was a little bit a bit more light-hearted, because obviously all the other news tonight has been a little bit on the dark side.
Yeah, consumers need a W.
Yeah, I was kind of like, there's not much good news coming out of the industry at the moment, but this is just funny. Nintendo have gone all in. We all know what it was like when they decided Palworld. Oh, you chuck a ball on the floor and the character appears. Right, Pokemon guys, we're going to take them to court because we don't like that.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Not that anyone plays Pokemon anymore. It's not exactly the biggest thing in the world. Pokemon cards maybe, but the games have been a bit cack. When was the last time they made a decent Pokemon game?
Oh, the cards are getting expensive too. Like I literally just said with the GameStop a week ago, just one singular pack of cards, $7.99 here. I'm like, who's affording all this?
There's actually a sub on the channel. He doesn't. I don't think I did remind him. He actually lives a couple of doors down from the house, and he does all of that. So if he watches after the fact, hello, Danny. But it's a case of he buys and sells Pokemon cards, and he makes a killing. And I'm on about, you don't need to work for a living if you sell Pokemon cards. You pay silly money for Pokemon. But games-wise, it was a 90s and early 2000s fad. Nobody really cares anymore. The people that watch Dragon Ball Z are the nostalgic ones that still want that kind of thing. It's not. Nintendo are still living in the 90s. They haven't rolled with the times. The games all look the same. Yes, they did have a half-decent showcase, but still.
The thing is that it's still selling, so it's like, well, what does Nintendo really have to do? Like, where's the incentive to change anything? It's selling as is.
Wow, Pokemon ZA sold 12.3 million copies. Yeah, is that the same guy purchasing once every couple of weeks? How many did Shadow sell? Funny. I think the only thing that Nintendo have ever had going for them is they don't market their stuff as consoles. It's a toy. It's designed for kids. So yes, the likes of Pokemon survive very well on it. It's not. You'll never see Pokemon on Xbox or PlayStation because it's just not something that the player base is interested in. It is a kid's toy. So there you go, Matt. You're still a kid. It is what it is. But I think this is just, I think it's really clever how Pocket Pair have done this. I think if I remember rightly, halfway down this article, it actually states, this is from the patch notes on how they got around this. November 30th, 2024. The ability to summon own pals by throwing a pal sphere was replaced with a static summon next player. And this is obviously what Palworld changed in response to Nintendo's patent complaint. Now the second one, there's only two things in the entire game Nintendo had an issue with. Obviously throwing a ball on the floor. Second one, May 8th, 2025. Direct gliding with pals was replaced with a glider-based reversal. Pals in the player's team still provide passive gliding buffs, but players must now have a glider in the inventory in order to glide. So them two things, they changed, and this entire court case is falling on its ass.
And the funny thing too is, remember I was telling you, I think it was last week, I was like, remember the trailer they showed at Summer Games Fest? How one of the first two things you see in that trailer both represent both of those things, and it's like, wait, did Palworld, did Pocket Pair just pull a Epic Games versus Apple?
Yep.
And That's how I took it, anyways.
I think this could be the Western world literally not bowing down to Nintendo, and I think Nintendo are just going to look stupid with a bit of pie on their face at the end of this, because it to me is the equivalent of Krafton and Subnautica 2.
Yep.
The only difference is Nintendo are just going to look stupid. Nobody's going to ever take them seriously now, because it's like, really? Over a ball that you throw on the floor and gliding with your friend.
It's because it's making money. That's the only reason. Nintendo wanted and that's the thing, all these companies want their share. It's like, oh, well, technically you're using something that we created. We own the patent on that.
Yep.
10%.
It's stupid. That's the only reason Nintendo's still going. They earn money off of other development houses because they've gone, we don't like it. But yeah, I thought we'd just end it with something stupid and silly like that. But yeah, it doesn't look good for Nintendo. I think that's going to get thrown out well and truly within the next week.
Yeah, and then I can, if that's all you got, I could add my one little thing of positivity.
Go on, I'll do you one little thing before we wind it down.
Yeah, for anybody interested, which anyone that knows me knows I've been obsessed with the game The Planet Crafter on PC. It is not only coming to console July 21st, it's hitting Game Pass July 21st, and it is, if you haven't heard of the game, I'll just give you like a brief little synopsis. You get dropped on a barren planet, you terraform the planet by drilling and exploring and doing these other things, and you actually see the planet terraform like in real time, like atmospheres added, like terrain, everything. Really fun game, but like I said, it's coming to Game Pass July 21st. So hopefully some of y'all check it out, and it supports, I believe, up to 8 players co-op.
Nice. The other one is Call of Duty Vanguard is officially coming to Game Pass in the next couple of weeks or something like that, if I remember rightly when I was looking at it. That's the only one I've not played, so that'd be interesting. The only Call of Duty I've never played. So
you might want to keep it that way.
It can't be any worse than Black Ops 7. I might get some playtime on it. But I can see a lot of Activision titles starting to drip feed onto Game Pass now.
I'm saying it now. 25th anniversary, Floodgate, backwards back compat coming back. We're going to get an influx of Activision games before the end of the year.
But yeah, thank you to everyone who has come and watched this tonight. We had 21 views, 6 concurrent viewers at the moment. It did jump up a little bit, but obviously with this little window on OBS, it doesn't really give you much detail because it's one of them. It's OBS. They give you the basics. But yeah, thanks for all coming out and checking out the news. Well, it's not been a very good, positive newsy bit, other than the soft sacks at Nintendo getting pie in the face. But yeah, it is what it is. The games industry is in flux. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. And the one thing I will say again, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be a Helix launch title. End of story.
Yep.
So get ready for Helix and Elder Scrolls. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. 25th anniversary, they're going to announce that. End of. That's my prediction. But in relation, before we end the stream tonight, what have you got coming to your channel, my friend?
Yeah, so Thursday we'll be finishing 007 First Light, and then after that I haven't even thought that far, because at this point, like, I'm enjoying 007, but it's like, all right, can we wrap it up now?
Yeah, there's extra chapters that you don't think they needed. It's a weird one, but it's still a damn good game. Go and check out my review if you haven't done it. And I'm glad you're enjoying it, Aero Nation, because it is actually a bloody good game. Yeah. And by the looks of things, a little bit of, not insider news, but it's kind of dropped. It's potentially had its sequel greenlit. So, there you go. We're going to get another Bond. Don't expect it to be very much like the first one, because Amazon have got their fingers in the pie. So, you'll have to wait and see. But yeah, what have I got coming to the channel? Not much noise, to be honest. Gaming news has kind of hit a wall. I may have a dabble into some horror stuff. I'll have a nosy online and see what I can find out. Might do another Alien Isolation video, because obviously the uncanny bit is how much I got right in that video before I'd even watched the IGN interview. So if you haven't watched it, please do so if you are into your horror. But yes, that is all we've got for this week. So thank you, chat. You've been amazing as usual. We will be here again next Tuesday, 9 p.m. at Greenwich Mean Time. There you go, Aero. Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah, Greenwich. It's like
Greenwich.
Grinch, but there's another syllable.
Yeah, Greenwich Mean Time. Or if you want to sum it up easily at the moment, we're in British summertime. But yeah, that's 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, summertime. It's something, all that lovely stuff. Or 4 p.m. Eastern, or Eastern... What do you... EDT now, isn't it, for Eastern Daytime? Daylight time, or whatever the hell. It's stupid. Either way, 9 p.m. my time, 4 p.m. over on the East Coast. Yeah, come out over and check us out. You know, hit that subscribe button as you are leaving. If you haven't done already, hit the like button because it helps both of us out. Go over and check out our own nation. He is linked in the description below. We will be back here for another episode. Hopefully, it's a bit more positive next week. We'll have to wait and see what appears from the nether and the cyberspace when it comes to gaming news. Yeah, not got much coming to the channel, as I said. See what happens. But I'm just gaming. If there's nothing to do videos for, game. That's the way to look at it. But yeah, we're going to get out of here and hopefully good news next week. We shall have to wait and see. So, catch you all later. And we're off. See you later, Aaron. There's my exit button.
Humans, what have you learned?